The Reader's Advisory Service is an online personalized book list that you request from the library website. And we send it to you within a couple of days, customized for your reading tastes and interests. When customers provide us with their social network accounts, their LibraryThing accounts, their Shelfari accounts, we're able to take a look at what they've read, what they may have liked, what they didn't like. And so that gives us a basis to determine, going forward, what books might be similar to books they've liked in the past. We can offer some selections that might be similar to, but take them in new directions that they hadn't experienced before. We're a committee of 8. There are subject specialists. So there's a committee member who is very well read in romance, and another who is very well read in mysteries, and then another in science fiction. So we use those committee members as resources. If we get a request that is specifically sci-fi related, we can turn to then that committee member and say, this is what I've got, what do you recommend? Now as a group, we all read the same books. So while some of us, yes, are subject specialists, and those are great resources within our group, we're constantly making connections between other titles, other genres, so that when someone makes a request, we have a basis of knowledge to pull from based on our own experience. We've just gotten really fantastic feedback from our customers, and we have repeat customers, which is always great. I think what makes it so much fun for us is to be able to take a customer's request and make it personal to them. There are so many great resources that we all access online. There's Amazon, there are the social network accounts. There's so many resources that any of us can access to find what our next favorite book might be, but what we offer is something that's personal to those particular interests that a reader might have. What we do is we work based on what they give us, and we have a whole lot of fun with finding titles that we think might be what they're looking for.
There's a lot of readers advisory going on right now in libraries all around the country, but absolutely no music advisory, and that's a shame because the library, especially in a town like Jacksonville where there's no record store, we're pretty much the go-to site for physical music.
Customers can give us a list of artists and different styles of music they like, and we're able to spend some time researching those styles and digging through the collection and finding some stuff that they might otherwise not have found.
Usually when a new list or request comes in, we'll read over it, and usually you'll get 3 or 4 ideas of places to start, and then some of those might make it on the list. You might do a little research and we might find a couple of items that are maybe more appropriate.
I think that we all have different musical backgrounds, different skills as researchers, and different knowledge, so it's pretty cool that there's 3 of us working on it. If we have a question, we can ask each other, and we use all different kinds of resources and try to put together a unique list.
For too long, libraries have been ceding all music advisory to websites like AllMusic, Pandora, Last.fm, which just relies on commercial considerations or community consensus. What we're trying to do with this is add a human touch or research-oriented touch to music advisory, where it's personal, one-on-one interaction.
There's a number of people that have come back and requested other lists after they've gotten one, so it's been a pretty good response so far.
Lost in the Stacks is a weekly radio show, part of WJCT's After Hours programming. It's every Thursday night at 11 p.m. We play a very free-form range of music from the library's collection. There's a lot that people wouldn't think is in the collection, and we'd like to turn them on to that.
Generally, when we're putting a show together, we both just come up with a bunch of CDs that we like, a bunch of tracks that we've looked through the collection, found things we like, and then we just bring them in, and we really don't communicate much about what we're going to bring from week to week. And then we set about just putting them together and kind of putting together an episode and stitching things together. This 2 things might sound cool together, there's a common theme between these 2, and we'll just put together a show.
It kind of veers between genres pretty drastically sometimes, but I think people don't give the listeners enough credit. A lot of people in radio, I think you can take them on a journey, and they can fill in the connections in their mind. I mean, we'll go from heavy metal to hip-hop to classical music to jazz, and it seems to work so far.
Our program, Lost in the Stacks, is on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Right after Electro Lounge.